Hola, colchoneros. As welcome to Atleti Fanatics, and as usual, I have with me Saint Keeks, and as usual, we lost an away game as well in 2025. So that's another big embarrassment, I would say, because that was a very I don't know what to say. Like it's like we were playing a preseason game. Like the players were not really up for it. It's like they were playing, they were like kind of like having fun, but then they didn't really create any chances. And then I think I can only remember like one chance that was from like Sorloth. Again, amazing movement by him, amazing ball by Barrios, but the finishing that lagged, the finishing lagged. And then the thing is, when we talk about football, like Sorloth scoring 4 goals in the last game, and then in this game, like he got one chance, and I think it was a pretty good chance as well. Like he should have buried it, but it didn't. And after that, like I don't really remember like like us creating any chance. And we had like a scare moment with Barrios. Hopefully he's fine. And then the reports came that he's actually fine, but like he'll miss the game against Real Betis. I've noticed this one thing this season, like whenever Barrios goes off, our midfield creativity that literally goes to zero. The ball just like keep trying here and there, but like he just can't find the space, like like to put like through ball or something. Whenever Barrios leaves, like we're in kind of like, like who should we like, look up for it, like someone in midfield, like step up, and there's no one. That is like, that is worrying to be honest. And then Griezmann again, not really up for it. But we're gonna talk about the game, the whole scenario, like how it folds on, and then again Osasuna winning 2-0, which again we conceded from a corner, which is again shameful. As a Atletico de Madrid fan, like we conceding from corners. I mean, it's not I don't know what to say to be honest. And then the second goal, that was I think for me Jimenez mistake all day because I think amazing movement by Budimir. Don't get me wrong, amazing movement by him. But then like how are you allowing a striker, coming in front of you and like scoring that goal? And then I think like Opla getting beaten in the front post as well. Maybe might be like I won't really say like it's his mistake, Opla's mistake, but I would say that I think like he should have done better. Maybe I don't know why because I expect too much from him, and so maybe I think like from a keeper, like from his perspective, I think like conceding, like at the near post is I think like as a keeper, like you think about it because like the first rule is like you don't want to concede at the first post. So that's the thing. But again, I'm not blaming Oblak over here. I would say Budimir shouldn't be allowed that header. I mean, that wasn't even a good cross, to be honest. That was like a low cross, and somehow like Budimir gets his head into it, and then he scored. So like we literally considered from two headed goals. And then
hmm
again, we talked about Sorloth as well. Like Budimir like finished that chance much better than Sorloth, and like no doubt, like Budimir is on 20 goals in La Liga this season. I mean, fair enough to me. Like he has been that good this season, but again, Sorloth, I think like he's shouldn't be that kind of a guy, like someone like like we had in the past, like Morata kind of a guy. Like someday like you're literally scoring goals like out of nothing, and then the other day like you're literally missing chances.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But talking about the first half, I think we started really well. We had a few chances here and there. The only I would say like we were trying to find the pass through the middle, but we weren't like really be able to like succeed in it. And then we were trying to like like find that wing area, crossing the ball to Sorloth and that kind of thing, which worked once with Sorloth with that amazing chance. And then after that, it kind of like faded away. Like we couldn't really create anything. We couldn't even find Sorloth. The crossing was that bad. And I would say I don't even what to say. Like Julian Alvarez that looked like a player, like like he was up to something. The Paul fine, like had like I think a decent game. Koke again. I would say like the game was like we were making the game very slow. It's like it's too predictable. Like you're going Koke gets the ball again, goes to the wing, goes back to midfield, then from midfield to the different flank, and then again come back to midfield. Someone
Mm.
tries a through ball in the middle, it gets intercepted again, and then we have to defend the counter. It was very slow, I would say. And I think this has been the problem in away games, like any side in La Liga, which can literally like like not allow us to play balls in the middle. We struggle with them because like we just can't find. the space is in the middle, and then we have to like use that wing area, and then something doesn't work. Like for away games, it hasn't worked for us. Like crossing the ball to Sorloth, it doesn't work always. And then, like I said, like and then they concede from a corner as well. The first real chance they get is from a set piece, and then they bury it. And then again, the rest of the game, we were just like trying, and like nothing was happening. But anyway, your thoughts on the first half?
Oh well, I didn't really get to see the first half. I was out, so I can't give too much thoughts on it. But hearing that we've conceded yet another set piece goal is one of those things where it's just like of course that only makes sense considering our season. It's like when you consider, I think we talked about it before by saying when you consider the fact that in 2014-15 we scored about we scored 28 goals from set pieces, right? And then we conceded about four throughout the entire like not just La Liga, like all competitions. And so we scored 28 in La Liga alone and then conceded four set pieces throughout all competitions. And it's like that is a very different level in terms of defensive and these other things. And it's such a strange thing to see such a weakness for Atletico, considering that we have such a good history with it throughout Simeone's tenure. Think we've only, I think it's only been 2 seasons where we haven't gotten at least 10 set piece goals. Those are the last 2 seasons before this. So it's like there's a sort of a reoccurring theme where it's like clearly we need better players to maintain what is like very clearly an elite system that has something going for it, that has these things. So it's just like for
I think
me,
we need a better game plan as well.
sure,
I think like it's been like too obvious by now. Like like what we try to do is like I think any team with a like decent defense, with a low block defense, like where they like don't let us pass through the middle, we struggle. Like we've seen the Las Palmas again. Like we talked about this in the preview as well. Like
yeah.
Osasuna need this win more than us, and they actually like went on to achieve it. But I would say again, like we were the better team, but we didn't really create anything, literally anything. Like I don't even
To
remember
me,
Sergio Herrera making any saves other than the Sorloth one.
I can't. Okay, so I can't talk too much on this specific game, so I'm just gonna be a little general with this point of view. But it's when you have an elite backline, an elite midfield, and an elite forward line, right? There are multiple scenarios. Yes, you have your go-to. Atletico likes to counter attack. That's our main thing. We love to do that, right? That's been the thing for Simeone for years. However, when if you remember throughout our title-winning campaign, when we played Osasuna, it, we went a goal down, and yet it still didn't change the fact that we went out to win the game. It didn't change our point of view because it was we were playing well. We didn't score. They scored on us, and it didn't stop the fact that we were going to create our chances. And intense press throughout their midfield, constant movement throughout their box, constant passing, and that's when we got the Luis Suarez goal. That's when we got the. It's like these things happen for a reason. So it's like when you bring in an Alvarez, when you bring in a Gallagher, two players who are among the better pressers in not just La Liga but in Europe. It's a shame that we can't go a little bit forward and push those pressing motions because we're not comfortable with our backline. It's like Galan is not a comfortable player in defense. I don't think.
Galan was getting bothered by Ruben Peña, like literally.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the theme
it's
of the
not like
season. So
I mean like Galan sometimes plays like he's playing for Huesca or like maybe Celta Vigo. Like no offense to them,
mhm.
it feels like sometimes like he just like plays like a very mediocre player. Like he's just there for like like for that mid-table fight kind of a thing. He doesn't really look that kind of a player like who can play like like in an elite level. I
It's
mean
a
like he
shame.
had his moment. He had his moment like fine like like with that amazing assist in the Real Madrid game. And then a couple of I think like after that Real Madrid game like he had pretty decent performances. I'll give him that. But like when like like when like he was like getting into like starting 11 more often, his I would say his form like started to like decline a bit.
Mhm.
And now like we've come to the thing like where it's literally getting boarded or like dribbling past by literally any other winger or like defender.
It's not a surprise to me that even though I didn't watch the game, all of these same weaknesses that we had throughout multiple other games have shown up again today. We have a problem in the backline. We have problem with set pieces. We have problem creating chances. We have problems finishing chances. It's like clearly there are things in the squad to work on, right? Last season, last summer, we did do some work, but it's like to me, I think I wrote about it where I said, as much as this is a good window in the sense of we spent money and we're willing to invest in these other things, this felt more like a window of trying to create a separation between the other players underneath you than it is to trying to reach Barca and Real Madrid. Solis is a good striker, right? He has 17 goals for us in the league. He has 21 overall. That's a good return. That's better than what Morata did last season. Probably he might finish a little bit higher than that, but it's like for a player who has had limited minutes, that's good return. Alvarez has been fantastic. Right? Nobody's going to complain about him. Gallagher has been good. He has about 3 goals and 5 assists or something like that. I can't remember. Um, what do you call it? Lenormand was having a great season until that head injury, and then he's been kind of his form has been up and down throughout the season. But it's like these players are not a Baena, they're not Couturier Romero, they're not. These are not difference makers. What they are is very good players who can get you good results sometimes. When you need a result, you don't get that result from these players. And Galan was is the same thing. Galan was a very low cost option. We sent Manu Sanchez the other way, and we got him for like 3-5 million. It's like, what are you expecting? You're not gonna get a lot out of a player who's gonna cost you 3 to 5 million at
That's
26 or 27. You know?
that's a fair point to get. That's a very, very fair point to be honest. True. Talking about the second half, I think nothing really happened in the second half. It's apart that like second goal from Osasuna, which was
Yeah.
a very, very bad defending by us. Other than that, I think like nothing really happened. There's a moment like where the Paul literally like held a Osasuna player's hand. Like I don't know what was going on, maybe some romance going on between the two. Like he literally held his hand for like at least a minute, and that was like frustrating because like we were a goal down, we were chasing that equalizer,
Hmm.
and what Depol is doing, like he literally held the opponent's hand, and the referee blew his whistle. I thought like he's gonna like give it against us, but like he gave it like in our favor for some reason, which I didn't
Okay.
get because Depol was holding his hand. But yeah, I mean, like, still, I mean, that was a very, very bad. Then Barrios moment happened. I think until Barrios was there, there was still some, like, like something's gonna happen. Like, he's gonna create
Hmm.
something. After the 55th minute or like the 56th minute, like when he got substituted, the game literally like went away from Atleti. We just couldn't find the space in the middle. And then again, Griezmann came in. He didn't really create anything to. I don't like what's wrong with Griezmann. Like after February, his form has literally hit like ground. To be honest, like the form is like really, really low.
Hmm.
Maybe it's even the basement. To be honest, like I have no idea. But I don't know, like something's wrong with him. Like someone has to like talk with him. Like what happened? Like on
Yeah.
until February, like you were really, really good. What happened after February? Like we all remember that like standing ovation from Valladolid fans and with that amazing goal. Like I don't know what happened after February to him. I mean, like even until like in March, like he was playing decent with like a great ball to Giuliano, which actually assisted Julian Alvarez for the first goal against Barcelona. And then even against Barcelona, I would say he scored a goal. He was doing pretty good until that moment. But I don't know like what happened. Maybe something's going on with him. Someone needs to have a talk with him. But I would say again, I mean, it will be an embarrassment like if we lose out on the third position because Athletic Bilbao now is just like 3 points behind us. And next game we have to win. Again, it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be Real Betis, but it's at home. It's the final home game as well. We're gonna launch the preview of that game pretty soon as well. So stick with us, Athletic fans. And then second half, I don't know, like what to talk about to be honest. I mean, like the substitutes again, nothing, no creativity. Angel Correa, nothing. Shooting from outside the box, literally giving the ball, sending the ball to the second tier of the stands at El Sadar Stadium. And then I think Molina had a pretty good game. I was happy with Molina. Molina
Oh,
had a
okay.
good game.
That's some
Molina
good
had a
news.
good game. Yeah, Molina had a good game. And then who else came on? Griezmann again, bad game. Korea, no, not a good game. And then Aspilicueta is coming on for Javi Galan, which I think Ronaldo is done as well. Uh,
Yeah.
so like that left hand side of Atletico de Madrid is it needs a whole change. So we have like what three, four players who's gonna leave. Longley, Galan, Aspilicueta, then Riquelme probably. So that left hand side need investment. I mean, it
Mm.
needs heavy investment, the left hand side. And we're not even linked with any other left-handed center back or a full back. We are not. There's no news coming in, which is
Gonna be
I don't
a
understand
long summer.
exactly. Like I don't understand what our plan is, to be honest. What is Carlos Buquero actually doing? Like I have no fucking idea. Literally, I'm telling you guys, like I don't have any good feeling about this guy. Seriously. Given the fact also that like he was a Madrista or still is a Madrista, who knows? Uh, so yeah, that's a new sporting director, and then who else came on? Okay, so Espliqueta, Correa, Griezmann, and then Gallagher came on. Gallagher again couldn't do much. And then Molina came on. Molina had a good game, and then there was one more change. I can't really. Who else was it? Wait, let me check. And there was one. We made six substitutions because of the head injury to Barrios.
Hmm. So who was the last two?
Who was it? Who was it? Um,
Let me go ahead and check.
I mean, I don't even remember like who was it. Like we played that bad in second half.
Oh, Lino.
Lino, yes. Again, Lino. Yes, how can I forget him? Lino, of course. I mean, Lino is pretty much predictable as well. It's like, like that Sterling kind of a thing. So what Lino does is like, left hand side is gonna cut inside, he's gonna somehow get in the box, and then any other defender will back the other defender. He's gonna come in front of him. He's gonna turn around, go towards the corner, and then gonna go back and then again play the ball back. Literally do that. Like when he gets into the box, I don't know like why he turns around like this, and then either loses the ball or like he give it to either like let's say Javi Galan or Koke, like whoever is nearer to him. Like
Hmm.
Lino needs the urgency. Like I've been here talking about like giving him a chance, but he has to improve his game. Like this season like was pretty bad from him. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the second half or like on the whole game? What have you watched?
Uh, I was really only here up until a little bit after the Barris injury, and then I was happy that he was fine. So around 70 or so minutes, I got to see that part of the game, and then I had to leave again. So I didn't get to see too much. I kind of missed the two goals, but in a sense, I'm kind of happy about that. But um, it was a weird watch because it's like we visibly looked in that period of time like, oh well, we're playing better, so why are we losing? And it kind of just ended with a, well, I guess this is what the season is going to end off, because there are options still left in our like academy. There are options still left in our squad. I think there is a list of players who are on their way out already. There's obviously the ones who are out of contract, like Witzel, like Aspilicueta, like Longley. We'll see with Reynaldo, but I'm not really optimistic because I haven't seen him play a game in quite a few matches now. Um, Galan, I don't want to see him here next season because I think he's shown that he's not really good enough for Atletico. I think this is second stint. He's been better than his original. Still not good enough. Um, and then we don't know what's going to happen with Lino or Raquelme. I think Lamar's pretty much done with Atletico. I think when you look at how much time he hasn't really even been injured recently, he just hasn't been playing. So it's just like so much is going to happen. Maybe we'll get to see something happen with our academy players for maybe the Girona and Betis game. Um, I'm not holding out too much. I think the season is done. I'm not sure what Simeone's plans are. I do remember him saying last game at the end of the conference where he said, "You guys can play really well when you want to," which is a very damning statement for some of the players. Which is I don't think the game plan is all that different from this game to the last game, outside of the fact that Lino didn't start, it was Alvarez instead. So to see that and then see the result here, it's just like a hmm. All right then, you know. I can't say that it's a similar kind of vibe with the Las Palmas game and then the game right afterwards we played against Rayo. It's just like exact same plan, exact same type of team, very different scoreline. One is 1-0 loss to Las Palmas, next game is 3-0 versus Rayo. 4-0 win against Real Sociedad, 2-0 against Osasuna. Same game plan, same players, completely different result. So yeah, that's all I have to say with that, I guess, for the game. Oh, you muted, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. So I was thinking we should better get that win against Real Betis, which is on the weekend, and like secure that third place because I think that's the only thing left to play for this La Liga season. And like this season has been, I think we can go for like 76 points. That's the most, and it's the same as last season. So if we finish, let's say we finish the season with less than 76 points, even after like investing 200 million, I think that'll be a very, very bad reflection on Simeone
Hmm.
because like after investing 200 million, like we're still like not
Is
able
it?
to make 76.
I
I
feel
mean, I
like
don't know.
there was so many holes in his squad last summer that only bringing in six was such a surprise considering the fact that where we were, and now we have to replace what, like almost 10 players. You know what I mean? Like I think that says more about the board because like we've been asking for good centre backs since the league title, and we really haven't gotten any. Like Jimenez is really the only one. Mourinho is now possibly coming back, and then even then, I really don't trust the board on that level. So I don't know. Whatever. Like, let me not get too much into you. Finish what you're saying.
True, true. Okay, so I was just gonna say that yeah, I mean, like I get your point. I think like the board hasn't really like helped him that much, but I think like there were moments like which we could have done better. I think like he made some mistakes in some matches which could have like gone much better. But I think like but the all reflection would be like if we finish less than 76 points, I think like yeah, it will rely on Simeone obviously. Talking about this, I would say it's best to finish on 76 points and it's like it's like okay, again I'm gonna add something like we started this season really bad and we're finishing on the same page as how we started the season.
Hmm.
Like we were struggling with matches and then again now at the end of the season we're struggling with matches as well. And then I think in the middle we had like a really good time where we had like 15 consecutive matches, victories. So like start was bad and like now the ending is bad and then the middle part was good. So I don't understand. Like I think it's one of those things where Atleti has to like compete in all three stages of the season. Start good, like be consistent in the middle phases of the season, and then you obviously like this is a must, must, must. Like you end the season on good terms. But anyway, and talking about actually, I'm just receiving very, very good news right now. I don't know the reliability of it, but like there's a very, very good news coming up, Atleti fans. So basically, Alex Barner to Atlético de Madrid, like there's a agreement between the clubs for 55 million, 45 million, plus 10 million add-ons. Now, I don't know the reliability of it, but a lot of sources are saying that the agreement has been reached between the clubs. I mean, okay, finally some good news. If it's true, Alex Barner might head to Atlético de Madrid and most probably is going to play for the Club World Cup as well. Our first signing of the summer as well. Hopefully, he resolve our issues on the left hand side. Hopefully, but again, I would say like I don't know the reliability of it, but there's a lot of news coming in from various Spanish uh, journalists. They're saying Alex Baena to Atletico de Madrid agreement has been reached. So
Hmm.
you guys can tell me about this first transfer. Maybe again. I'm not sure, but do let us know your thoughts about the match as well. And what do you think about the match? What do you think about the away game? And we're gonna see you guys soon, which is tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the preview for the Real Betis. And before the preview, I would say that like at least like I think the two matches are remaining. Play the academy kids for fuck's sake. Play the academy kids. At least like they play with some passion and like intensity.
Mm.
Because like our players have nothing to play for. Season is done. Barcelona won La Liga. Champions League place is secured. Nothing to play for. Like you can literally see, like they're not really in the mood to play. It's better to give the chance to Atletico de Madrid academy players, Atleti Academia, you know, so that like maybe they can play. They have something to play for. They have something like to prove. They play with intensity. So I think two matches remaining, the academy kids should get the chance. I think so. Instead of this gimmick of like playing all the players again and getting that whole squad getting ready, which is gonna be that. But anyway, anything you wanna add, Saint Keeks, before we end the show?
I think I agree. I think I would like to see some academy players, especially considering the couple cup is up soon. Maybe rest a few of the players, try and get the result. Nobody to get Champions League, if they in position to get it anymore. I think with the Villarreal and Athletic Cup wins, if Villarreal win or draw, I think they as it. I think they're fine to get the Champions League. So it's a good game to get to know some of the young players in, try and get something out of the game. Please bench Oblak. I would like to see him win a Zamora. That's it. That's all I have to say though. Yeah.
True, true. But yeah, I think yeah, and also like the good news. I think like we got Alex Baena for less than 60 million, which is good. Good.
Mm,
Like we're not actually playing the release clause, so we're actually going for the transfer. So it's gonna be like 45 plus 10 million, like I told you guys.
mm,
I mean, for 45 million, I mean, like, we have to give him 45 million right now, which is again a good deal. I would say 45 million. Alex Baena, the best playmaker in La Liga for the past few seasons. I
mm.
mean, this is something I'm excited for. But again, I'm not sure if it's very reliable. But like this news has like been going on in the Spanish media like for like past hour or so.
Mm.
Hopefully, we secure him. Hopefully, like we have secured him because again, we've been talking about this guy for like I don't know, like a couple of seasons now. So it'd be really good to see him athletic colors finally. And now Valverde, if you try to punch him, like we're coming for you for fuck's sake. Don't try to do that if he becomes an athletic player, obviously. But anyway, this is how we end the show, and we're gonna see you guys soon with the preview of Real Betis. Until then, ciao ciao, and we Aúpa Atleti.